remote area, teachers stay. Otherwise, if you come from big cities and you suddenly go to a small town, you probably don't want to stay there long. You'll probably stay there for a year or two, and then if you have better job opportunity, you'll move. Right? So that's why in remote areas, teachers are not very stable. You'll run into some of your colleagues who are contract-based teachers, which means they don't have a secure job. Every year they need to reapply, and they move around because if this school does not have a position, they will have to go to another school. So that really hurts the quality of teaching. Okay, so this we talked about. Each county and city is allowed to do teacher training on its own with different degrees of success. I think we have gone through that stage. That was the time that English was first introduced to elementary school. Alright, students with different proficiency levels, that's already a problem. That's always a problem. It's still a problem because some parents might send their kids to cram schools, so they have more exposure, more hours. And for those people who do not have a chance to have extra classes, they will basically follow what the teachers teach in class. And so it's difficult for teachers to decide who is my target student. Are you going to look at people who already know the material you're teaching, or are you supposed to help people who don't have a chance to get extra help? We think that for public education, for equity issues, you really need to look after people who do not have extra resources, because this is public education. So we have a lot of, the Ministry of Education put in a lot of money into remedial instruction. There's a group of teachers at my university, my colleagues, who are working on materials and programs for remedial English learners. And they are after-school classes, there are special programs that can help them. And, but honestly, we should look after people really in the middle, and I wouldn't say you should ignore those people who are ahead of everybody, but you should really make use of them to help other people. Make them the class leaders, make them the English group leaders, so they can help other kids. So you're going to encounter a lot of discrepancies. That's why at one time, on the teacher in-service training, we talk about differentiated instruction. One activity, different type of assignment for different proficiency level learners. A lot of teachers find it very difficult because they're not used to preparing 5 different activities after one unit. And so, even though there were lots of trainings on differentiated instruction, teachers still find it difficult. So, now they are throughout programs, so after-school programs, that you can really focus on the people, the students who are really falling behind. Okay, so that is the problem you're going to face in your school. Why there are different proficiency levels? It could be their socioeconomic background. It could be some students just didn't have a good learning environment, didn't get enough support, and didn't like their first teacher. There are all sorts of reasons. Okay, so we're still talking about One Nation, Different Practices. And the pressing issue for the primary English teacher is who to teach, what to teach, and how. I think I already talked about it. Should we focus on the average students, or should we focus on people who are struggling, or should we focus on people who can really do more advanced stuff? There are projects like you can sort of group 2 classes of students into 3 groups, with the bottom group being very small, so the teacher can look after the bottom group. Being small means you only have no more than 10 students in class, so you can really look after each student. Some of the schools you go to might have very, very small class size, 10, 12, or even smaller. It depends on where you go. But the average class size is 25. Is that right, Frida? Average class size now is 25, 30?
25 to 28.
25 to 28. Okay? Alright? Insufficient teaching hours. You all know it's going to be just 1 hour, 1 40-minute session. Now it's 9-year integrated curriculum. It's 1 to 2 40-minute session per week. When we move into 12-year basic education, it's only 1 hour. But schools can decide in their school-based curriculum they can incorporate English. So what we're doing now with our local teachers is to empower them so they can create or design English courses along with other content courses. Okay, yes?
Is this 1 to 2
40 minutes?
Classes, this could be with foreign teachers or it could also be with local teachers.
Okay, it's the hour given to the local teacher, so you co-teach with your local teacher. Sometimes the school will say you teach 1 hour and you co-teach another hour. Sometimes these 2 hours can be, it could be shared by both of you, or it could be you teach 1 hour and you co-teach another hour. Right now, some schools can give you an extra hour because they have free hour. The school might use the free hour as extra English class. So there are different, this year is like a transitional period, right? So you can still have a 9-year curriculum, and school might give you that extra empty or free hour for you to create your own curriculum. Okay? I would like to say you might be working with your co-teachers who really care about covering everything in the textbook. But I think I always say, I also help the Fulbright ETAs. They are not trained teachers, but they are on scholarship here and to help, again, remote area school. I always say that the best program is for you to maximize your expertise in certain area like music, cooking, art, or PE, and develop a course along that line. Because that you can put English in the real context rather than in the textbook context. But you need to negotiate with your school about how to do that. Because a lot of time the school or the teachers are very keen on following the textbook, doing the things that they are expected to do because they all have pressure from parents. Parents might say, well, my kids' textbooks are clean, there's nothing on it, so did you teach anything from the textbook at all? That might be something you will hear from the parents. And if you're doing something very creative, you need your co-teacher's help to explain, well, Jason is doing something different, and I'm helping students with the material. So there's a lot of room for negotiation. And you might not have the luxury of doing this, but when you can, and if your principals or your co-teachers can see this point, I would say you can look for opportunities like that. For me, that's the most successful classes. If you can do cooking with your student, they're learning, but they're listening to English and using English while they're cooking, that's the best class. Okay? And in our 12-year curriculum, there's this opportunity. But a lot of time, schools and teachers are not quite ready. So I would like to encourage you to find ways or rules for that kind of classes to happen. Okay? And some of you are really very devoted and you're willing to spend extra time like after class or during lunch to organize club activities or extra activity class. That would be an opportunity. Okay? A lot of the Fulbright ETAs are doing that. They would say, well, I have a baking class every Wednesday afternoon, and students can come on a voluntary basis, or I have a basketball session at lunchtime and students can come. That is usually the best time for English learning to happen. But I will not expect everybody to do that because you have, on the contract, you have a certain number of hours you have to teach. But if you're willing to do something on the side, or sometimes your school is so small that they don't have, they have to teach 20 hours?
20 for junior high and 24 maximum for advanced.
Okay, so 20 to 24, right? Now, sometimes they don't have that many hours for you to teach. You will be expected to do something outside of the curriculum. And sometimes it's working with your colleagues, providing English input, and sometimes it's working with parents, and sometimes it's helping the university, helping the school develop some material. English club, yes. Okay, so, yeah, just, your hobbies or interests and just maximize it, yes?
This question is wrong, and I think it gets too much into the idea of differentiating instruction. It doesn't have to be really detailed, you can do it the broad way, but, I mean, have you encountered at the elementary school level for an FBT and a teacher genuinely doing that to 20 different classes? So I'm thinking, and I think it would be easier or more realistic for the Taiwanese teacher down the hall who spend that class, their language barrier, all that stuff. But to do that, from my experience, I think, wow, and it may not make as much as what you've seen it, because I don't want to be, I know there's other kids who want to respond, they're not starting to use school, and I mean, sometimes you're just crying, sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen successful classes, like if it's this big, you can have some student in front working with you, another student working in the back with your co-teacher for the first 20 minutes, and in the second 20 minutes you can swap so that both groups have opportunity to interact with both of you. So that way you can focus on, for example, these are more advanced group and these are less proficient group, and you can have different activities even though you are teaching the same thing. With that group you can do more practice and so that would be another way of co-teaching. If the room is big enough and if you have a spare room next to you, that would be a good way to do differentiated instruction, making use of both teachers. Okay? There are different models of co-teaching. You're going to see some models during the week. Okay? All right. This is this is 12-year or 9-year? Yeah, this is 12-year. So 3rd and 4th grader, 40 minutes per week. 5th and 6th grader, 2 periods per week. And 7th and 9th grader, if you're in junior high school, is 45 minutes per week. But these are senior high school. Okay. So insufficient time, 40 to 80 minutes is really not enough to ensure successful learning. And parents really want to send their kids outside for more English hours. And the gap is widened because of that. Okay, the textbooks. The policy, it used to be one textbook throughout the country when I was at school, but now there are 4 or 5 different textbooks, different versions of textbooks developed by private companies. They all have to follow the curriculum guidelines, but the content might not be the same. The content are not exactly the same. So it's one curriculum guideline, but multiple versions of textbooks. These textbooks have to be reviewed and approved by National Institute of Compilation and Translation. The textbook market is very competitive. Once a school adopts a textbook, everybody in this school will use this textbook. So they are like being business people. They want to promote their textbook. What would they do? They will provide everything you need. They'll provide the PowerPoint, they'll provide the tests, they'll provide the audio, video, and they'll provide flashcards and everything. And sometimes teachers choose one set of material for the other materials that are provided, not for the textbook itself. Right? So we have done a lot of workshops to help teachers choose textbooks when this open market of textbooks was first introduced. But business people could be very pushy, and they know how to get teachers to choose their textbooks. So competitive, and this also creates a problem when students move from one school to another school. They might face different textbooks used in different schools. Alright? The quality of the textbook, some of you have used the textbook and you have a lot to say about textbooks because it's structure-based. Some of the language is not living language. Some of the language used in the textbook is grammatically correct, but nobody will use it. Right? Because it's structure-based, it's grammar-focused. What can you do? You can tell teachers. Teachers can tell publishers. We hope that the publisher will improve. We have worked with publishers to tell them about the 12-year basic education features. We hope that they will develop textbooks that meet the new curriculum guidelines. But there's no guarantee. So teachers should be the buffers, and you can certainly discuss with your co-teacher about the problem in the textbooks.
I just want to know, because we already spoke about this, there's small differences between American English and British English.
Okay.
We
basically follow American English, but you can certainly say, like, English is a lingua franca. You can certainly tell, if you're teaching at junior high school, you can certainly tell your student, this is how people use it in UK, this is how people use it in US, this is how we do it in South Africa. I think in junior high and senior high school students, we would like them to be aware of that, rather than just one version. But primary school, it's probably too early for them to confuse them, to introduce two different systems. That's why we mainly have American English. When spelling is concerned, pronunciation is concerned.
Oh, I was just, my junior high that I teach at, I did the exact same thing. Both textbook had, I think it was Yale, and I taught them to wake up, because it makes sense to show them that there are different things out there that have the same meaning. And plus it makes the learning more authentic, and it gives them an opportunity to have something else that they can learn, and perhaps that will stick. Maybe they can't remember, get up and wake up is what they do, and it's just something you can talk to your teachers about that as well. But a lot of it, I'll still teach British English if I see that, if I know that it's commonly used, then you lose nothing, you give them everything you gain.
Right. You want to discuss with teachers, because some teachers could be very picky and very loyal to the textbook. If the textbook says get up, students say wake up, they will say wrong. Right? So you want to discuss with your teachers by saying, well, we have two different versions, we use this interchangeably, so when you put it on the test, make sure that both are acceptable, something like that. Right? It's very important, and I would also like to encourage you to join the teachers, what do you call that? It's like faculty meeting. There are English teachers meetings.